Welcome back to the Hive Doctor, your beekeeping mentor. So the other day I pulled into the yard here and found that the swarm had moved into my swarm trap. I don't know how long it's been. I might be here a little bit too early, but I doubt that I'm here too late. But I'm going to go ahead and transfer these girls from the swarm trap into a 5-frame nuke box that I have here on the ground. And specifically, I want to show you how it will work, where I can leave the 5-frame nuke box down here on the ground, which is a good 8 feet lower than where their trap is, and it be just fine. There's times when we can ignore that 2 feet or 2 mile rule when it comes to beekeeping, and I'm going to show you how today, so stick around. All right, as you can see, I've already got my ladder set up. I'm going to climb up, grab that swarm trap, bring it down, open it up, and show you guys how I go about transferring it into another box, so that later, when it's like nighttime or something, I can come along, take them, and move them to their permanent location. One thing that I want to point out before I do this is, once a swarm has moved in and they've decided to stay and the queen has begun laying, they're technically no longer considered a swarm. They're now an established colony. And so with that in mind, we're probably going to need a smoker, because they're going to be a little defensive, because now they have something to defend, and that is brood and likely some honey as well. So I'm going to go up here, smoke the entrance a little bit, grab them, bring them down real nice and gentle. So here we go. Whew, okay, we got the swarm trap down. Now, before I start transferring the frames into my 5-frame nuke, here's what you guys need to know, and I'm going to explain. There's a lot of foragers out working right now, and they're returning home. They remember this spot being home. Now they're coming, and they don't know where home is. They're oriented right there, and they're a little bit disoriented. However, with their queen sitting down here on the ground in my 5-frame nuke box, by the end of the day, tonight, the majority of these bees will have been able to reorient and sniff out the pheromone of their queen, their colony, right down here on the ground. If these girls can find flowers miles and miles away and then come home and tell the other foragers where to go to get them, they can find their queen 8 feet away. And so, worst case scenario, I return later to relocate this nuke, and there may be a ball of bees that have collected up here, and the queen's not going to be in there. She's going to be in the box down below. In fact, I'm going to verify her presence when we start going through it. But there could be a ball of bees up here that just kind of never figured it out and made it down here onto the ground, where I've got this nuke box waiting for them. And so that would be an easy brush them onto like a bare frame or something, or any frame, and then set it down in front of their colony on the ground, and then they're going to smell their queen and march right on into the entrance. So it's a really simple process. All right, so I had some technical difficulties. My camera stopped recording while I was showing how to transfer these frames from the swarm trap. As you can tell, I've got a good sized swarm here. The queen's already laying, and I still got this many bees in the box, and the queen could be in there, I don't know. I'm going to show you how I deal with this situation, to where my bees have nothing to focus on except for the nuke box that I've given them. All right, so there's bees all along the inside of this wall. So I'm going to tilt this. Now, first I'm going to do this. Bump them all down. Then bump them all like this. And it's just like a package of bees when you're installing those. Now I'm going to roll them out, pour them right in front of the colony here at the entrance. All right, now I'm going to do once over for the queen inside. I got most of them shook out. I don't see her, so I'm going to do a final shake like this. take my swarm trap over to the truck out of the way, because right now that's what smells like home, and I don't want them thinking of it as home. All right, now there's so many bees up here. I'm not worried that these girls are going to leave because the queen is already laying. So what I'm going to do is prop the lid on top and leave it like that until I come back. That makes them feel like they've got a little bit more room. And how do we know we have the queen? I'll show you. Look at these girls marching right into the hive entrance. It's perfect. So with my hive cover ajar, the majority of the bees here are going to settle in, and a lot of them are going to start fanning that Nasanov pheromone to tell the girls that are still up here in the tree that home is down here on the ground. Okay, so as long as I don't disturb the bees here on the ground by smoking them or quickly moving the leaves and the sticks around, they will stay on the ground and slowly work their way in, or at least on the outside. There really isn't room in this box for all these bees. I should have brought a deep hive body, but I really didn't think or expect a swarm this size, and that's okay. By tomorrow, they're going to be transferred into a deep hive body, so there's not enough time for them to feel crowded and get that swarming impulse yet again. Right here, the girls are already starting to fan that pheromone that tells all the bees in the air that home is here. It's right here. Come on, join us, hang out on the front porch, that kind of thing. There's the kind of fanning that you expect to see when bees are telling the rest of them that there's been a change and that home is over here. That's good. And also by propping this lid up, I've given them a little bit of extra room to kind of ball and hang from underneath. Swarms like to do that, I've noticed, so when I come along later to move them, I'll smoke underneath the hive cover here so that they'll start to move down. There will likely be like a ton of bees on the outside, so I'm going to have to be careful when I move this to not drop them. Or one possibility is to go ahead and transfer them over into a deep hive body. I know that's a lot of moving stuff around, but you kind of adapt to the situation as it comes and do the best that you can. So the way I would leave this situation, I'd take my ladder, move it aside, because this is an out yard. This isn't near home. So I don't want to leave my ladder here. I'm going to leave the box just as you see it. I'm going to take this beeswax and process it the way I do all my beeswax and just leave them alone. And when I get home, start preparing a box to put them into so that when I come back, I'm already ready and I can keep going. Right now, the only thing they need is non-disturbance. And then, like I said earlier, after I move them, I will reset the swarm trap up in the tree. And just in case the technical issue I had earlier had the explanation and was not included in this video, I'm going to restate it again. You do not want to put your swarm trap back up into the tree right now. And the reason is because all these foragers and all of the disoriented bees down here on the ground are going to return up there. They will not try to find their queen, nor the new location here down on the ground about 8 to 10 feet away. By having no box up there, no swarm trap, the bees are going to fly disoriented in a large pattern. And at some point, they're going to smell that Nasanov pheromone that these worker bees down here are fanning into the air. And that's what's going to draw them down and move them into this box. That's why it's okay to move them more than 2 feet and not have to worry about it. By this evening, either all the bees will be down here, or there'll be a small ball of bees that collected up there on my mounting plate, and those will be easy enough to brush onto something like this or a frame and then set down here on the ground for them to gradually walk in and join the colony once again. So if you have any questions about transferring swarms, what to do, or you have any stories of your own, let me know in the comments below. Drop me one of these, and I'll see you guys in the next video.